guys, what's going on? T.N.Frank here. Today we're going to take a look at some traditional two-blade pattern knives. We did the three-blade, now we're going to take a look at some of the two-blade. First one we're going to look at is going to be this Marbles exhibition grade. Comes in this really nice box, kind of a large box, and that's going to be a Barlow knife. And believe it or not, this is not wood, that's actually bone, and it is checkered, kind of like a gun stock. And we can take a look at the blade. You do get a nice clip point blade. You can see there it says Marbles. And then they do have on the opposite side a nice little pen blade. They have the swedge on the blades. I mean, these are nice. Nail nicks are the match strike. But yeah, this is a really beautiful knife. Like all Barlows, it has the longer bolster. It is double lined. Blade centering on the main blade could be better, but overall, for a budget knife, and all these are going to be budget knives, you know, $15, $20, $25 tops. It's just a really beautiful, like I said, that looks almost like walnut, but it's actually bone. Barlow knives came out probably in the 1670s. They credit them with a guy in Sheffield, England, making the Barlows. So that's a pattern that's been around for quite a while, quite a long time. And all these knives on the left are going to be what's called a jackknife pattern. That's where both blades open the same direction, as opposed to, well, with the exception of that one, as opposed to these, which we'll look at this one next. This is a Muskrat pattern. This has two blades. This is a Rough Rider. You can see the TR stamp, Teddy Roosevelt. And this has a long Turkish clip or California clip blade on one side. And then we go to the other side, and you have another Turkish clip. And the reason this is called a Muskrat is because it was popular with the fur trappers in the 1820s, 1830s. They would use this style of knife to skin small game. And they could open one blade and skin. When this blade got dull, we can see the Rough Rider Tang stamp, again, TR. When this blade got dull, they could just flip it right around, open this second blade, and keep working. Both blades were identical. So it was the same basic feel, same basic blade for skinning. And you can see there is a little difference in color on these handles, but I think this side looks really pretty. A little bit of difference. But again, this is bone, and they do line it, make it look real pretty. Of course, it's got the little pinched bolsters with the angle line. But yeah, that's a really nice knife. That's their High Plains series with that style of scales. There's a part number if you need it. And next we can take a look, well, let's look at this one, because this will lead into that. This is what's called a Canoe pattern. And as you see, it kind of looks the shape of a canoe. And this is with the blue bone, and it's beautiful. Hope the camera is picking up that blue. It is just really beautiful. And on this you do get a drop point or spear point, your main blade, and then on the other side you have your fairly large pen blade. I mean, it's a little big for a pen blade, but you do have the pen blade. Again, Rough Rider Tang stamps. And the nice thing about the Canoe knife is the way this comes up, you don't have the end of the knife digging into your pocket. It kind of helps cover that up, unlike let's say on this one, you can see that sticks up. On the canoe style knife, you don't have that. That moves us into another style that's called the copperhead. And this is a basic 2-blade. And one end of it is kind of set up like a canoe. And on this you'll have your main clip point blade. And then for this one, they added a long Turkish clip or California clip blade. Again, Rough Rider, TR. And they do have a really pretty acorn shield on this. And this is with the amber jig bone, which I think is beautiful. Again, angled line bolsters, pinched. Really beautiful pattern knife. For a 2-blade pattern, this is really pretty. We can look at the number on it if anyone's interested in getting one of those. And then we move into another knife style that's really popular, that actually it didn't come about, from what I read, till like the early 1920s or so. But it's a trapper knife pattern. And on this, you're going to have your clip point. And then they give you a long spay blade. If you saw my other video on the Stockman knives, they have the shorter spay blade. Trappers, they give you a long spay blade. And this blade was really good for skinning because of the way it's designed. It won't puncture the animal, but you can get in there and skin. And this one is in the red bone. I think that's just beautiful. Got the what they call the bow tie shield. You can see it's got the RR and Rough Rider. Again, line bolsters. Really pretty knife. But yeah, this is a trapper pattern. And they do have what's called a razor trapper. Again, you'll have your clip point. And then they give you this, which is like a razor. And it's sharp. I mean, it's like a razor. And the neat thing about this is if you catch it on something, you can open this with one hand. That'll let you open it with one hand. But again, bow tie emblem with line bolsters. But that's a trapper pattern. That's a really pretty knife. I like these red bone. It's just, they're beautiful. And for these guys, on your standard trapper, there's your part number. And then on the razor trapper, here we go. And then we're going to move into something that's called a moose knife. And this is going to be the denim micarta moose. And this comes with T10 carbon steel, which I really like. Again, a TR bolster. Beautiful knife. And the micarta, they make it out of denim. So it's got a really pretty blue color. Good durable. I mean, fit and finish is nice. You do have a really large clip blade. And this thing sharpened up, it's like a razor. I mean, it is seriously sharp. That T10 steel is pretty much the equivalent of 1095, which if anyone knows knife steels, 1095 is a really good high carbon steel. But yeah, you get your large clip point. And then on the opposite end, opening up, you have a large sweeping spay blade. And we can compare that with the large spay blade on the trapper. You can see the difference. This is a large, and it's got the spay like the little point. It's like a spay blade, but it's got a really nice sweeping curve with a lot of belly. So that knife would really be good for skinning. This little sweeping, it's good for getting in there and skinning. And like I said, T10 steel, so these things take a really good edge. Razor sharp, beautiful knives. I love these knives. In fact, I like this one so much I ordered a second one. So I'm going to carry this one. I want to put a second one in my collection and not touch it, just to keep it back just for good. And here's the box, denim micarta. Here's our part number in case anyone wants to order one of these. Always high quality handmade pocket knives. But yeah, nice knife. I love this pattern. It's a really nice pattern. Last but not least, this would be over here, but I wanted to balance it out. This is called a doctor's knife. This has really beautiful blue and white mother of pearl handles. Real classy knife. Has a flat bolster. And this is for crushing pills, if you need to crush a pill. Long pull nail nick, match strike, as you can see. And this is going to be a sheep's foot. They do make them in like a long clip point, but I like the sheep's foot. I think it's more practical on a doctor's knife. But nice razor sharp. Again, your RR tang stamp. Razor sharp 440A steel, which is a good budget steel. And then on the other side, on this particular doctor's knife, they have a spatula. And this is good if you're going to sort pills out, or if you need to mix up salve or something, or you can use it as a tongue depressor. But yeah, that's the doctor's style knife. You got the nice sheep's foot and a spatula. And this is a really beautiful knife. I wanted to add one of these to the collection just because those scales are so pretty. It's a nice addition to a knife collection. Not that I'll use it, or not that it'll, ever be carried or anything. And that's their Blue Ocean series. Here's our number in case you need to order one of those for your collection. They talk about the Ocean series. It's got the blue and genuine pearl inlays. Yeah, beautiful knife. Very, very nice knife. But this is not a total collection of two blades. This is just what I have. I do have a couple other Barlows. I picked up one of their Glow series in the Copperhead. I have a bunch of trappers. I really love the trapper pattern. So I got a bunch of trappers. Maybe I'll do a video on just trappers someday. But this is just a kind of a real quick overview of the different patterns. Your Barlow, your Copperhead, your trapper, your Muskrat, your Canoe, your Moose, and then your little doctor's knife. And I just thought I'd roll a quick video out on some traditional two-blade pattern knives. I do want to do a four-blade pattern knife. That's going to be like the Congress knife, which is really cool. I really kind of taken to the Congress knife lately. I like them. And as soon as I get a couple others in that I've ordered, I'll do a video on that. But yeah, I hope you found this kind of interesting, just to see some of the different styles of two-blade knives that are traditional, that are on the market. So like I always say, either we stand up for our rights, or we can sit by and watch them go away. Y'all have an awesome rest of the day. We'll talk to you later. T.N.Frank out of here.